People, Deluded, I'm back again. Hope you're all enjoying your weekend wherever you are, whoever you are. It's obviously Saturday over here in the UK. I say that because I know I've got a lot of international followers in that, and I don't know when you're coming across this video. But if you've been particularly paying attention across Arsenal social media channels, it's become official now that Monreal and Elneny have departed the club. Monreal, 250 appearances, been here for 6 years, won FA Cups here, been a consistent member of the team. He's gone off to Sociedad. In regards to the fee, people, I must admit I haven't seen anything. The latest report I saw is that we're getting 250k, ironically, the number of his appearances. We'll never know, or I don't know at this moment in time, but it is what it is. It is a bit of a, I won't say a shock on the eve of the North London derby, because he was rumoured to have left before this. We was hoping that Monreal would be able to play this last game, sort of give us a send-off and then go about his business sort of thing. But allegedly, you've now seen reports on Twitter and all these other social medias that they came to Arsenal and Sociedad came to an agreement that it wouldn't be wise to do that in the event of injury, ruining the projected transfer. So obviously, it's a bitter pill to swallow. I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm cool about it. At the end of the day, he's 34 years of age. It's been a long time coming. He's got to have thought long and hard about this, and it's not just been overnight. He wants to return to Spain. Allegedly signed a two-year deal. Now, you've got, as much as you would like to have a healthy options in the squad, in particular in regards to our injury to Neny, he's got to look out for himself, man. The 2-year deal at his age, playing until he's 36. I don't know for his wages and if there's an option of an extended year, but that's a good option to have, as well as obviously returning to your homeland. My geography isn't good in the best of places, much less a foreign country, but I'm pretty sure he's going to Sociedad. Isn't that in the Basque region, people, where he's previously played? Well, yeah, he didn't play for Bilbao, did he? He played for Malaga. Did he play for Bilbao, people? He must have. Monreal must have played for Bilbao. Someone help me out in the comments when this video is done. But if he didn't, then fair enough. But I think he did. So it's a return to the Basque region. I could be wrong. Or was it Osasuna? It's one of them. I can't remember. It's been so long. He's been here 6 years and he's been a consistent member in the team. He hasn't always been perfect, but Monreal, he's been Mr. Consistent. He tries, he puts in efforts. He's got 20 assists and 10 goals. He's popped up in vital moments. For me, obviously the goal in the FA Cup was it against City, and definitely against United as well. And although I don't have any specific examples, he's not the most prolific of goal scorers. He's a defender, people, let's be sensible. But he has popped up with some vital things, man. And obviously, when people leave like this, what can you say about the man? He's like I said, in the run up to the end of the season, start of this season, we've got to have known that Monreal and Koscielny kind of wanted out. In hindsight, could Monreal always have planned to have left? But ironically, the future of Koscielny, the injury to Neny, obviously Monreal can fill in that centre half. Did this kind of affect it beyond Emre probably wanting him in his side as an experienced member of the team and whatnot? If that was it, then I'll take my hat off to Monreal, because he didn't kick up a fuss. He still went on tour, and like other individuals, he's played in the Premier League. He's not kicked up a fuss. He's done what you want man to do, and all things come to an end. I don't feel he started his Arsenal career in the best of fashions. I feel his form was a bit inconsistent. I don't feel he was a bad player. I just feel he was one of them guys. They'll play very good and then very bad. Then 1 minute he'll be good, and then you see what I'm saying? And he found consistency, and he's like I said, he leaves as everyone. Again, he's not going to go down the Hall of Fame at Arsenal, but he's been a consistent member of the team, and he's not kicked up a fuss. He's always played with his heart and give 100% commitment. So Monreal, good luck to you, man, with what you're doing and whatnot, man. And there's rumours he'll, not in a playing capacity, but be at the North London derby at the Emirates. Will he get a send-off and things like that? You probably think so. So good luck to you, man. You've been here for 6 years. You've not kicked up a fuss, and you've just done what you needed to do, people. But he's obviously declining. It's good for both parties that we move on from Monreal. We do need to, as you lot know, inject some youth into our defence, because even that, we know David Luiz isn't going to be here long, and he wasn't being bought in terms of long-term, people. But you look at our defence. On paper, Monreal's left, but on paper it was Monreal, Socrates and Luiz is likely to be the defensive partnership. On one hand, you need experienced partnerships and all them things across the pitch, but on the other hand, is that going to be the long-term thing? So when Neny is fit and proper fit and able to play, you've got him. Long-term, you've got Holding, you've got Saliba, you've got rumours of Upamecano and things like that coming into the side, Chambers in the squad. So you've got good squad youth options at centre-half. Apologies for the music, people. I can't project at the door, the window's open. And you've also got Mavropanos within the side as well. Apologies, people. Let me close the window. The music's putting me off. They're playing dance, so it's a bang. It's a couple bangs. I can hear that, man. Shout out to my neighbours. But moving back on, we need to inject some youth into that side. So in an ideal world, when Holding's back and Saliba's eventually here and they get through their teething problems as youth players do, Tierney and Bellerin back, Leno's not old, not the oldest of keepers, that's a good back five, including Leno, to move forward with long term. So Monreal, it is what it is. For Kolasinac, we have to hope, people, that he does not get injured, touch wood and things. Kolasinac is as tough as they come, and I have faith in him that he'll do his job in the North London derby, and I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he needs to improve defensively. But if he does get injured, we're going to be in some issues. Now, if we can get over this game and come out of the international break when Tierney's fit and stuff, and Emery kind of said they're going to kind of be, not aggressive, but kind of aggressive in getting him back, and privately at the club, they're confident, so he must be fit. When Tierney did leave Arsenal, didn't Neil Lennon actually say, don't believe the rumours about his injuries? I don't like to talk about all the injuries and stuff because I'm not a doctor and a physio, but just from a sporting basis, Tierney has to be fitter than we're led to believe, because him and Kolasinac fighting week in, week out. If something happens to Kolasinac, then we're really going to be pressed. And you're looking at it similar to last season. Xhaka's probably going to have to fill in that left back for a game or two. So to a degree, we're playing a dangerous game. But on one hand, it's a chance to get Monreal, regardless of what I've said from a sporting front, from a business point of view, declining player, not got long in terms of longevity. We've brought in a youthful left back, and Kolasinac isn't the youngest, but has got age on his side. So that's two people to fill in his position. The chance of a profit, not a profit, people, a chance of just to make a buck, tying in with the decent season we've had and free up his wages and throw them wages elsewhere and do sensible things with it. It makes sense, people. It really makes sense. I did think Monreal would have left last season, to be fair with you. But shout out to Monreal, man. And I've harped on about Monreal a lot. I've forgotten about Elneny. Now, Elneny leaves on a on a temporary basis. There are rumours that there's an alleged buy clause of 18.5 million. I did not see that in Arsenal's official statement. I saw that on Twitter, people. So that I'm inclined to. Obviously, Arsenal are never going to tell us, but you see what I'm saying? We can't really use them Twitter things as credible sources, but you'd like to think so. On one hand, Beşiktaş are paying all of his wages for this season, allegedly, so that's good. Arsenal get his wages off there on a temporary basis. If Elneny can... Are Beşiktaş in the Champions League? I don't know, people. It's terrible of me. I should know that. But if they are, then that's a good move for Elneny. He's playing in the Champions League. Hopefully that showcases his talent to other clubs that could potentially buy him, because at Arsenal his value is just going to go down. We bought him for 6.5 million. We can get that back for him, but he's not playing. He's going to decrease, people. Do you get it? Footballers are decreasing assets the minute you buy them, essentially. And Elneny is not the best of players like that to get a move and stuff and get decent money. Do think you can get a 10 million potentially minimum for him, but yeah, man, him going out there, he's playing football, he's going to be in people's eyes and whatnot. Hopefully that showcases his talent to other clubs. If Beşiktaş don't want to take him permanently, they're taking his wages on as well, so it's good for all parties. Emery gets rid of a player that isn't going to really play. He's seen Joe Willock overtake him already. Not that that's a thing. Everyone's forgotten Elneny's there, really. Elneny was only going to be used at a push if there's injuries. And obviously you've seen him play actually right back, centre-half at times at Arsenal. He's only going to be forced. He'd probably hope and bite Emery's arm off to play in the Europa League and things like that. So Emery's got rid of a player he's not going to count on. The club are not going to pay his wages. Elneny first and foremost gets to play first team football elsewhere. Now, hopefully they buy him permanently and he settles there. But if you remember before he left, his dad said he wants to move to the Prem. So is it a Beşiktaş thing for a year and then he moves to a Premier League team? We don't know. There's still the possibility that Elneny returns to Arsenal next summer. But it's decent. It's been a decent summer now that I don't want to say it's been officially concluded, but the window in terms of everybody in Europe is done on Monday. So we've done good business, in my opinion, generally ins and outs, and we've got rid of two players that are not, well, Monreal doesn't want to be here because he wants to go on loan, as professionally as he is. Elneny is not in plans. Mustafi, I don't know what's going to happen. You've seen Roma, who allegedly wanted him, go for a cheaper option in Smalling on loan. Are they potentially looking at as that they tried to negotiate for Mustafi? United, they tried to negotiate for a permanent deal. Allegedly, United wanted 20 million for Smalling. They said no. They've got someone to replace Manolas on the basis of one centre-half in and out at Roma on a loan basis. So what does that mean for Mustafi? Does Mustafi, because we're cutting it tight, is he going to go out on loan? Or is his move in the works, people? Because we knew Monreal wanted to keep it moving, but it, similar to the Pepe in and Monreal out, these things, when you lot saw it, like myself on Twitter or whatever, it kind of caught wind and developed very quickly, sort of thing. So both of them players get a farewell from me, man. Elneny, again, he's not been the best of players and the most exciting of players, but he's never had a bad attitude, and he's loved playing for the club. I know at the end of the day, the game is not based on sympathy and loving the club. I don't really, obviously I want players to love the club, people, but at the end of the day, if you hate the club but you're putting in the work on the pitch and you're consistent, I can't really say anything, and that's all that matters. But there's more than loving the club. But similar to Elneny and Jenkinson, they've relished every moment they've been at this club, and they've really soaked it up. And that's, as fans to a degree, that's what you want to see, man, because they are lucky to be in this position. I mean, Elneny's come from Basel for 6.5 million. He scored against Barcelona. He's played for Arsenal. He's technically won an FA Cup. So he's had a good, decent time here. He's just not off the mustard to be a regular or be a squad player. Joe Willock's overtaking him and seems, I don't want to say the Elneny role's him because he's a regular, but he's taking up that role in the team. There's other young players potentially that could step up. We've got Tenure and Guendouzi, of course. J.K is the captain, so by default he's playing. Ceballos is here for a year. There's obviously Ozil, Mkhitaryan, and other little things and pieces you can do with the squad, which means another centre mid isn't going to get game time. And like I said, unless there's injuries or it's a squad thing, Elneny's not going to be in the team. Because not to criticise him, he has got decent qualities. I think he's got a decent engine and technically he's okay. I just don't see what specific midfield role he does, people. Because people were screaming DM and he has done that at times. But more time he's the furthest man up there. He don't score goals. He's not the most expansive of passes. He's decent in terms of box to box, but I don't see what he offers. I'm not trying to criticise him, people. It's my honest opinion. I think he's okay, but what is he okay at when I look at my own logic? Not to cover J.K in any glory as such, but at least for J.K's all shortcomings, you can specifically pinpoint at times that long-range pass. Or for Guendouzi's inexperience, you could say he's brave in possession and just in his mentality. Torreira, for all his critics, if he has any, he's obviously good at winning the ball back and all them sort of things. Joe Willock, he's a young guy, and we're still trying to see what specific midfield role himself develops specifically into. But you can see what you're saying, what we're doing with him. Joe Willock's already, for me, he's a better dribbler, ball carrier. I don't want to say dribbler, ball carrier than Elneny. He's a better passer. He's braver in possession than Elneny. For someone younger than him, so there's not really a space for Elneny in the side. No disrespect. And from the jump, Emre hasn't really used him. I mean, apart from bizarrely in our run into the top four last season where we lost it, he's suddenly starting against Crystal Palace. Forgive me if I'm wrong, and there could have been others. Moving away from him, people, obviously I've spoken about Mustafi. Mavropanos is allegedly back in September. Potentially, could he go out on loan, especially if Mustafi stays at the club? I'd rather Mavropanos get chances, but in terms of seniority and experience, could Mustafi, who is not going to be used significantly if push comes to shove, be used? Hard to be, because based on last season, Mavropanos had injuries, but he wasn't used exclusively. So could he, similar to Emil, go out on loan somewhere where he's not fully fit, and we liaise with that club to in terms of his rehab and stuff like that, his rehabilitation, and then when he gets fit, goes there for 6 months until January, and we assess the situation. Can he come back and play a part? Is it best to stay out there and get 90 minutes? Or is he going to get game time this season? Because there's Chambers, there's Louise, there's Socrates, there's Holding to come back. I'm sure I'm missing someone else out, people, but you get the point. Emil Smith-Rowe obviously sadly got injured against Derby for the under-23s. Don't know the duration of his injury, but he was making good progress and getting significant minutes for the 23s under his belt in terms of being able to get back fit. And you was thinking he was one on deadline day that might go on loan to a German club or something like last season, similar to Nelson, and come back next season with a chance. But who knows, man? He suffered a setback. Hopefully he recovers as soon as possible. But for now, people, have been here longer than I needed to be. Deluded, thank you for watching. I'm out.